It's time. It's time. It's time to grow and glow. And I have the guide for you. For you. Happy Monday. How are you? What's today? Oh, it's Saturday. So actually, I worked today. So I got off. So right now, just in hindsight, so you know, it is 3:27 right now, Central Time, I think. And I got off at 2:30. So I went ahead and was like, oh shit, I need to go ahead and record. So Sunday, I am where my So happy Monday. Happy Monday. How are you guys? I am super excited to see you guys this week. How did y'all do with the challenge last week? I know it was quite extensive. It seems now as we get deeper into all of our topics that we're discussing over the next few months, they are getting more detailed, longer, and more extensive. So I hope you guys are appreciating that. I'm really excited about it. You know, remember last week we went into our new topic for the month, which is breaking the cycle. Okay. And we talked about why you keep staying in the same fucking situation that you've been in. All right. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought about that one for last week. This week, we are still continuing our breaking the oh shit. It's Coach Faked here. I keep forgetting that because I keep forgetting that a lot of people or some of you guys don't know who I am. So I'm just talking y'all like y'all know me. You don't know me, right? So let me stop forgetting that and just keep saying it's Coach Faith here. And that's what we're going to discuss for this week. This month. So today, I know you've seen the title. We are going to talk about when your survival actually starts becoming your personality. Remember, last month we discussed, let me see what we talked about last month. I'm sorry, not last month, last week. Okay, so last week we talked about emotional and generational patterns, right? And this week we're going to build upon that and go a little bit deeper to talk about how those patterns and those emotions start to become your reality and you start living your life in survival mode because of the patterns that you've had in the past. What the fuck? I don't know. It's somebody just standing outside their door, like just looking and smoking. I don't fucking know. But anyway, another reason why that I decided to talk about breaking the cycle, just because it's personal for me, right? To go from, well, y'all don't know, but I'm a totally different person than I was 2-3 years ago, right? And how much work that I had to do within myself to really do everything I can to become the best version of me. And the biggest thing that I had to do was unlearn patterns or unlearn things that I did because of things that happened to me in my childhood. And I was holding on to stuff and it was making me repeat patterns over and over and over again. And I realized, what the fuck are you doing? You're an adult now, right? You have to forgive, but you ain't never gotten forgive. I want y'all to remember that. Okay? Forgiveness is a big thing, right? When it comes, I'm sorry, baby, when it comes to breaking those cycles, because if someone hurts you and you are basing cycles on someone who has hurt you or done something to you in the past, you're going to keep repeating the same things if you do not confront the situation, not specifically confront the person, but because, you know, when it comes to trying to talk to somebody who has, or people who have hurt you in a very, very bad way, you want to confront them and say, you know what the fuck you did to me? And I just want y'all to know, this is just for personal experience. That person is not going to, or I keep saying that person, those people, person or persons are not going to be available for you, right? And they may not be available for you, and you have to be okay with finding that peace within yourself without confronting that person. If that makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense. I know what I'm trying to say. All I'm trying to say is when it comes to forgiving someone, you don't have to forgive someone to their face, because you forgiving them is not for them, it's for you. Because at the end of the day, whoever hurt you, they're out there living their life doing whatever the fuck they're doing, and you over here hurt, being sad and all this other shit. And they ain't even worried about your ass. You know what I'm saying? And that's something, you know, that I had to learn for myself, is that someone hurt you or someone hurt me or people hurt me. right? And I'm like, damn, they not worried about you, Faith. They're living a jolly old life, doing whatever the fuck they doing, and you in the bed crying. You over here doing drugs, over here drinking and doing all these things, but they not even worried about you. They probably don't forgot what the fuck they done did, or they don't feel any remorse. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, there's nothing that you can do about that. So you have to learn to accept that, okay? And I know you like, Faith, you don't went off on a tangent. It may seem like a tangent to you now, right? But when we're talking about breaking cycles, we have to understand that there are fucking levels to this shit, man. You can't just wake up one day and be like, oh shit, I'm gonna break the cycle and think the cycle's gonna be broken. That's not how this shit works. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes time, and it takes knowledge, and it takes the desire to want to break the cycle. It takes you opening up old wounds that you never thought that you were gonna fucking open, but you have to break the cycle that you need to break. And if not, what's our title? That when your survival becomes your personality. And that's not how you want to live your life. You do not want to live your life in survival mode because of people, persons, situations that hurt you. Now you don't know what the fuck to do. Yeah, this is a little, hey, I'm feeling this one. I'm feeling this one hard. But just because I know, man, like I said before, the things that I talk or that we talk about, these are things that I have experienced in my own life. And I know the feeling of how a lot of us feel when we are in cycles and don't know what the fuck is going on until we stop, think, and realize my childhood done caused a lot of the shit that I'm going through. And it's time for me to unwrap the package. You know what I'm saying? It's time for me to open my Amazon. Like you open an Amazon package, it's time for you to put that knife through that tape and open it up and see what's inside. Like, that's what you have to do. Now, let me get back on track, okay? So you already know how we start. Let's take a deep breath. And our affirmation for this week is, I release the habits that were created to keep me small. I'm going to say it again. I release the habits that were created to keep me small. Because sometimes those habits are keeping you small and you're thinking they're keeping you safe. They may feel like they're keeping you safe, but are they though? I want you to ask yourself that. What is survival? Hold on, let me look it up real quick. What you guys to think about this? I'm going to give you 3 definitions of what survival is, okay? Survival is the act or fact of living or continuing to exist, especially in spite of difficult conditions, okay? The second one, the continuation of life or existence in the face of adversity or danger. The third one, a person or thing that survives or endures through hardship or from an earlier time. The survival that we're talking about for us right now when it comes to bettering ourselves and becoming the best version of us are the last 2 definitions, which is the continuation of life or existence in the face of adversity or danger. The second one would be a person or thing that survives or endured through a hardship or from an earlier time in your life. That last one hit me hard. This shit just hit me hard, y'all. Like, for real. When things have happened to you in your life, you survive when you endured a hardship. You survive from how long that time was. You know what I'm saying? And remember we talked about, right? We talked about how your childhood shapes the person that you become. You know what I mean? And some of these things are, you know what I'm saying? They're their survival. You know what I mean? And I don't want us to live in a survival mode, because how is that fulfilling for you? How will that be fulfilling for me? And how will that be fulfilling for us? Is it fulfilling? I'm saying this shit wrong. How would it be fulfilling for you, fulfilling for me, and fulfilling for us? How will that happen? Because when you grow up in instability, you are in survival mode. Now, I know, when we talk about survival mode, some of us think about like physically, like actually in survival mode. Like, let's say, for example, you grew up, you didn't have food sometimes. You had to be in survival mode. But we're talking about survival mode up here. That mental survival mode, emotional survival mode. That's what we're talking about. Because you have to understand physical struggles are one thing, but these can take toll of every single thing that you have in this life, and every single thing. Remember, your thoughts shape your reality. And I want you guys to remember that. I know I say that shit all the time, and it's the truth. They do really shape your reality, man. And survival is not physical. It is mental and emotional too. And I want you guys to realize that. Because when you grow up in chaos, instability, or even fear, your brain, your brain, your brain, your brain learns to survive by any means necessary. Any means necessary. What you mean, babe? So if that means your survival is locking people out, being closed-minded, having a barrier up, having a wall up, all those things, that's what I mean. You start thinking like this: I don't need nobody. I don't need no help. I can do this shit by myself. What is this person gonna do for me? I got me. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing. Let me just say now. Hold up. There's nothing wrong with you being independent. There's nothing wrong with me being independent. There's nothing wrong with us being independent, right? The independency becomes an issue when you're hyper independent because trusting people never felt safe for you. It's a difference, and you have to make sure you know what that difference is. But survival habits are smart. They worked when you needed them, but they're costing you connection. They're costing you living your life. They're costing you peace. They're costing you peace. They're costing you freedom. They're costing you all of these fucking things, right? And you know, I want to make sure that what we're discussing today, there is a difference between who you are and what protected you. The difference between the two. Damn. There's a difference between the two of those. It really is. And I want to make sure that that's something that we discussed today. Okay. You know, I got to give y'all some tips and some steps and to let you know exactly, you know, how survival shows up in your behavior. All right. Number one, you learned to shrink. That's like if somebody say you do it too much, you just too much. You was like, oh shit. Well, maybe I got to stop being too much. And that was a safe point for you. Number two, you learn to overperform. What you mean? Because you didn't think that you were valuable. So you're overdoing it because you want to be valuable. You want to be valued. You want people to see the value in you. But remember, we talked about this. No one needs to see the value when you're doing anything. When it comes to your value, how you value yourself is all that matters. Fuck what other people think. Fuck what other people think your value is, because they don't know what the fuck your value is, because they're not you. You know what I'm saying? That's simple. Number three, you learn to please. You a people pleaser because conflict scared you. We don't people please because we're diminishing ourselves. And you're a people pleaser, right? You rather portray yourself to disrespect somebody else. And how does that make any sense? Does that person come home with you at night? When you lay in that bed, you with you, yourself, your partner, if you have a partner, your puppy, when you have your puppy, by the end of the day, the people that you are pleasing, they're not with you. When you come home and you close that door at night. Okay? Number four, you learn to numb. What you mean? Said something hurt me, but I ain't even worried about it though. It is what it is. That's what it is. See, I used to be like that. Somebody hurt me, somebody did something to me, I used to be like, it is what the fuck it is. Now I've realized the importance of telling someone when they've done something wrong. Or I'm gonna be real with you. I done now got to the point where if friends, family, or anybody says something that like I don't feel right about, or it weirds me out, or whatever the case may be, I stop fucking with you. Or I feel like you done overcrossed me, you overstepped me, you done disrespected me, I'm gonna stop talking to you. I ain't got nothing else to say to you. That's period, point blank. Because that was me saying, oh no, it's fine, when it's not fine. You don't numb yourself when somebody disrespects you. If somebody disrespected you or somebody make you feel some way, you say, whether it's your family or not. Or I honestly, you know what I'm saying, from making myself, you know, since I'm not feeling numb about things anymore, and I'm just kind of like actually removing myself from situations or removing myself from things, I don't even say nothing to nobody anymore. I just kind of just like, don't talk to you. Like, just go on about my life. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to explain anything to no one. You don't have to explain anything to no one. We don't have to explain anything to anyone because not none of their fucking business. If I stop fuck with you, I'll stop fuck with you and that's it. Don't ask me no fucking questions. I'm not going to answer them. Whatever I do in my life and the choices I make with my life, that's my life and that's the choices I make. Whatever you do, those are your choices that you make. Whatever we do, these are our choices that we're making for ourselves, for our lives, because we live our own lives. We're not here on this planet, on this earth to please other people. Because now you don't even know how to process joy because you're worried about pleasing somebody else. And you done spent years avoiding pain. When some shit hurts you, say something about it. That's why I'm so grateful and thankful, you know what I'm saying, for my partner, because she really has taught me that it's okay to feel your feelings, right? I may not do it as fast as she does, but you know, it may take me a couple of days, but now I understand. Because now when I say whatever I need to say, it's like a weight lift off my shoulder because I don't want to feel numb. I'm okay with feeling something because you have to feel something. I just want to feel something, something. That's Sasha Kibu. Sasha Kibu. But yeah, no, seriously. And I'm so grateful for her. You know who you are. Oh, actually, y'all know who she is too. It's our producer. She's not here right now. She's at work. But we'll watch this podcast together and she'll see what I say. And I love her so much. And yeah. So back to our topic. So now I want to give you 5 steps to start separating yourself from survival. Okay? Number 1, acknowledge the season you came from. What you mean, man? You can't heal from what you refuse to name. What you saying, Faith? Let me tell you. Acknowledge where the issue is. Say it out loud. You know what I'm saying? You have to say it out loud. I'm in survival mode. And then you gotta see why you in survival mode. And then you gotta see what make me feel like what puts me in survival mode. How can I change? You got other shit you gotta ask yourself, right? But that's where it starts. Ask yourself, or not even ask yourself. You need to say, I've been in survival mode. Period, point blank. And that's not weakness, that's honesty. You're being honest with yourself. Okay? And it takes courage to actually sit there and name every single thing that you've been through in life, because it's going to open up wounds that are going to be too painful that you know, it's going to be a lot. Well, for some of us, it may be really painful. Some of us, it may not be. But for people who have been through traumatic experiences in their life, it's going to take a lot of courage because of the impact that it had on our lives. There's things that happened to me in my childhood that it took me. How old am I? I'm 27 right now. It took me 20 plus years to get over. That the police? This DoorDash, child. This girl that pulled out, I thought she was the police. No flip. I thought she was the police, child. Oh, Lord. But yeah. So back to this. It just takes a lot of courage, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I just said, it took me 20 plus years to get over things that happened to me in my childhood because of how extensive some of the things were, that it was so hard to let go of, because some things that happen to you, it has you questioning yourself. Why this happening? What I done did? You get what I'm saying? And you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You can never blame yourself for somebody else's decision. It was their decision that they made. All right? Number 2, identify what habits came from fear, not faith. If you don't want to say faith, identify what claims came from fear, not belief. Okay? Look at your patterns. We're talking about breaking the cycle, right? What are those patterns? What choices are you making out of fear? Fear of loss, fear of emotions, fear of getting too attached to somebody. Naming them gives you power. They give you power. Number 3, redefine what safety feels like for you. Safety for me may look different. Safety for you looks different. Safety for us, they look different for all of us. So you have to redefine what safety looks like for you. For some of us, being raised in a chaotic environment, chaos feels like home to us. And your life isn't meant to be in chaos. That's not how you live a fulfilled life. You don't live a fulfilled life in chaos. All right. Start teaching your nervous system that calm is safe, not suspicious. What you mean? When things are just chilling, it's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You're good. You know what I'm saying? With shit not happening, that's all right. Shit not supposed to happen. Just live life and be okay with it. You know what I mean? Number 4, give yourself permission to be seen. Ooh. Say yes to being visible again. Say yes to being you out loud. Say yes to being like, it's okay for me to be out here. I'm good. I'm straight. I don't care how people look at me. I'm good. All right. Number 5, practice softness without apology. It's okay to rest. It's okay to receive. And that's something I had a hard time with too. Like receiving gifts were so hard for me. I don't know why. And I'm still trying to figure out why. I'm still trying to figure out why. You know what I'm saying? Because anytime somebody would give something to me, I would automatically cry. And I don't know why. I mean, I still do. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know where that stems from. But practice softness. That's what our producer says all the time. It's okay to be soft. You don't have to be hard all the time. Man, it's okay to be soft. You good. And you have to know that being soft is not a weakness. It's safety emotion. Right? And I know being soft is kind of looked at in different ways upon different, different sexualities. I'm sorry, not sexualities, but like it looks different for men and for women, but it means the same thing. Being soft is just being able to be around something or do things without having your guard up and feeling at ease and feeling okay and not being on edge and being gentle with yourself, giving yourself grace like you give other people. You're soft with others. You need to be soft with yourself. All right. Let me say all these 5 again. Number 1 is acknowledge the season you came from. Number 2 is identify what habits came from fear, not faith or belief. Number 3 is redefine what safety looks like for you. Number 4, give yourself permission to be seen. Number 5, practice softness without an apology. Ooh, man, this shit is like tough. The light is getting a little, because you see the lines here? It's all right. We'll keep on. Yeah, man, this shit is heavy. And I still, you know what I'm saying? Some of the things that we talk about are going to be heavy and they're going to feel heavy. They feel heavy for me. They should feel heavy for some of you who are listening or watching, just because when it comes from breaking a cycle in our lives, it is so, it's not difficult, but it is so crucial to start identifying those things. And it's crucial and it's painful for a lot of us to identify things that we've never thought that we were going to think about or say ever again in our lives. You know what I mean? So yeah, like that's really it. You know, I'm trying to be hip about this. I'm trying to be giddy about this, but this is just something we got to sit in, y'all. You know what I mean? There's nothing hip or giddy about breaking the cycle and being in survival mode, right? Because it's something that you need to get out of to be able to become the best version of yourselves, you know? And at the end of the day, this is your feel-good station. I still want you to get your ass in the bus, but right now we're at a bus stop. And right now we literally have to sit and think about why we are in survival mode and what put us in survival mode and how are we going to get in survival mode. And I told you guys some of those things today of how we can get out of survival mode, because it can happen. You do not have to be in survival mode your whole life, right? And if you still feel like that you are in that survival mode and you don't know what to do or how to get out, remember, I'm your life coach. Come talk to me. Let's work together to see what we could do for you so you could be able to live your life to the fullest with no regrets. Okay? So, with that being said, pump up the energy here. Pump it up. Pump it up. Pump it up. And you already know what time it is. Grow and glow. Let's grow and glow. So, let's take a deep breath before we get in here. We've been talking about some heavy shit for the past 2 weeks. Even after I get on record, I'll be like, damn. I'll be in the bed thinking like, damn. But this is our challenge for this week. It's about awareness and replacement. Okay? So these are things that I want you to do. Number 1, identify one survival habit you've mistaken as a part of your personality. Number 2, ask yourself, what was this habit trying to protect me from? Number 3, now write it down. What might the healed version of me chose instead? Number 4, put that new choice into practice this week. All right, that's it. I wonder if I do like this. Nah, that's worse. We'll just leave it open. All right. So look, oh, and remember too, make sure y'all look at the challenge in the caption. I'll stop putting it on the screen because now since we've been doing these last few topics, they've been very long and extensive. So let's make sure if you guys are looking, no, not if, when you're looking at that challenge, go into the caption and go into the description of you right now. All right. Out of all the shit that I talked about, out of all the shit that we talked about and we discussed on this telephone, this microphone today, key thing that I want you to remember is survival may have shaped you, but it doesn't define who you are. Again, survival may have shaped you, but it doesn't define who you are today or who you are, period. Next week, we're going to discuss another topic within our Breaking the Cycle series. I ain't gonna give y'all a little sneak peek. I ain't gonna let y'all know what it is. Just be here next week, Monday at 8 a.m. And I've been trying to do better, y'all, making sure that I am getting everything set and done by 8 a.m., girls and boys and boys. Girls and boys, I'm women and men, all of our queens and kings. I've been making sure that I'm trying to get everything done at 8 a.m. So that's why I'm recording earlier. I'm going to go ahead and start editing so everything could be nice and good for all of us, okay? So, you already know who it is. It's Coach Faith here. Another week, another glow up. Thank you so much for letting me be your guide, and we will see you guys next week, all right? Ciao.